Europe is awash in worker dissatisfaction and burgeoning national debt. World markets are in turmoil, and bold collective action is needed, says IMF chief Christine Lagarde.
There is a real risk that the major economies slip back instead of moving forward. There is still too much debt in the system. Uncertainty weighs over sovereign across advanced economies, banks in Europe, households in the United States.
Lagarde spoke Thursday in Washington about the challenges confronting the global economy. She says that to create jobs and kickstart growth, governments need to focus on measures that have the greatest impact and to not let policy indecision and political dysfunction get in the way.
If the advanced economies were to succumb to recession, the emerging market economies will not escape. When you're a big supplier of goods, you need clients around the planet. And it's as simple and as basic as that.
As they do twice each year, finance leaders from more than 180 nations will gather next week here in Washington for the IMF World Bank meetings. Earlier this week, stocks tumbled on concerns about the European debt crisis, but rallied Thursday as France and Germany signaled their support for saving Greece once again from default. Major central banks also announced plans to lend money to European commercial banks exposed to the Greek debt crisis. EU finance ministers are gathered in Poland to work on a rescue package, but global attention is increasingly shifting to China and investments it and other emerging nations could make in Europe. Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao at the World Economic Forum earlier this week.
The governments of all the countries must truly take responsibility and take care of their own affairs. The main developed countries must take responsibility and effective fiscal policies to properly cope with the sovereign debt issues.
China is among a group of nations known as the BRICS, which also includes Brazil, Russia, India, and South Africa. They will meet in Washington next week ahead of the IMF World Bank meetings. William Ide, VOA News, Washington.